Hey, Chat GPT. So we were talking about empathy, and if we act positively, it rubs off on everyone else. Does that also coincide with the? I swear to God, every time I try to ask this thing a question, it won't answer. I can't think of the question when I want to ask it. And it comes off like a, oh my. Um, a Chat GPT. By us having a positive attitude and it rubs off on everyone, does that eventually raise our consciousness level, or what does it do to our consciousness? That's what I meant to ask.
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
A Chat GPT. If we all think positively, does that raise our consciousness level or lower it, or what does that do to us subconsciously? Yes, it makes us happy, but what does it project out?
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble responding right now. Please wait a bit and try again.
Close that, close that, close that. Close that, close that, close that, close that, close that, close that. That really doesn't help. None of this really helps. Even open on my phone. Okay. Try this one. Hey, Chat GPT. By having a positive mindset, it reflects out to other people. Is that a way of raising? Hello?
Hey, are you still there? Hey, what's up?
Yeah, are you? Um, by keeping a positive attitude and doing kind gestures for people and having a good positive attitude, it obviously keeps others or puts others in positive attitudes. But does that raise our consciousness, lower it, or what does that do to our conscious level? Because we are all one, like you said. So what happens there?
That's a great question. A positive mindset and kind gestures can definitely raise our consciousness. When we're kind and positive, it not only makes us feel good, but also creates a ripple effect, uplifting others around us. This can lead to a more connected, aware, and harmonious environment. So, yeah, it generally raises our collective consciousness.
Okay, that's right.
Makes sense, right? It's like a chain reaction of good vibes.
Were they on to something back in the 60s when the peace and love hippie movement, if you will, was spreading that? And if they were, why was that ideology shut down so quickly? Yes, I understand there was drugs involved, but the overall message was peace, love, be harmony. Why was that shut down?
Yeah, the 60s peace and love movement definitely had some meaningful ideas about unity and harmony. It was shut down for a mix of reasons: political pushback, cultural shifts, and concerns about some extreme behaviors associated with the counterculture. But the core message of peace and love has stuck around in various forms.
You say cultural movement. Can you elaborate on that more, please?
Sure. A cultural movement like the 60s counterculture was about challenging mainstream norms. It embraced ideas like peace, civil rights, environmentalism, and rejecting materialism. It influenced music, fashion, art, and even politics. Over time, some aspects were absorbed into mainstream culture, while others faded or evolved into new movements.
So, what was the negative outcome of the 60s versus the positive outcome?
The 60s had both positive and negative outcomes. On the positive side, it sparked social change, like advancing civil rights, environmental awareness, and a more open-minded society. But there were negatives too, like backlash against the movement, sometimes excessive drug use, and the eventual fragmentation of the movement. It was a complex era with lasting impacts.
So, would that movement be going on today if it didn't get political and drugs weren't involved? Would we be all on a, I guess the question is would we all be on a higher consciousness level then?
It's hard to say for sure, but without political backlash and drug issues, the movement might have had a different trajectory. It's possible the focus on peace, love, and unity could have become more mainstream, potentially influencing a higher collective consciousness. But cultural movements are complex, so who knows?
Couldn't one say that movement has started up all again, but without political, well, not necessarily political, but without drug usage? Just
Definitely. Modern movements focusing on mindfulness, sustainability, and social justice share some of the same values as the 60s counterculture, but with different approaches. There's a focus on wellness, community, and global consciousness, often without the same controversies. It's like a new wave of the same spirit.
so what I'm gathering from what you're saying is we're living in the 60s era again, minus the drugs and political debates, but yet there still are political things going on. Will that ever change?
In a way, you could say there's a revival of 60s ideals, but adapted to today's world. Political debates and challenges are probably always going to be part of society, but the emphasis on mindfulness, community, and social justice is a hopeful sign that positive change can continue. Change is gradual, but every little bit helps.
Did the Beatles and John Lennon have the impact to pretty much shape the 1960s, because their music is iconic. Everyone knows at least one Beatles song.
The Beatles, especially John Lennon, had a huge impact on the 60s. Their music and message of love resonated globally, influencing the counterculture movement. Songs like All You Need Is Love became anthems for peace, and their influence is still felt today. They definitely helped shape the era's cultural landscape.
All right, well, thank you. Do you mind saying peace out to the people?
Of course. Peace out, everyone. Keep spreading those good vibes.